Welcome to Extra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is extra.vdgsports.com. Once again, that is extra.vdgsports.com. There's YouTube as well. There is a YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, share, or whatever it is you do there. Where? VDG Sports. Comment if you must, comment if you may. Like I said, whatever you do there, thank you for the support. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, everything in between, what I'm thinking, what I'm not thinking, what I'm projecting, what I'm pondering, it's all things Vince. It is all things Vince. And once again, this episode is not, I repeat, not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com, where you can keep up with all things Vince. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. That's all I can ask for. It's an opportunity and a chance. Many thanks. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every day, but it's not every day. It just feels that way. And we have this special, unique bond that we have yet to come up with a word for, but one day, soon, or later, or now, you pick, you choose. This is your adventure. This is your journey. I am just the guide. I am just the narrator. I am just the curator. But one day, we're going to come up with words or a combination of words of what to call this. As of now, we just know it's special. As of now, we just know it's unique. As of now, we don't have the words for it, but we communicate. And yes, shout out to my non-verbal communicating peeps. I just wanted to say it. I just wanted to make sure that you know, and that's the you plural, know that the non-verbal communicating peeps, they are the heart and soul of this. They are the backbone of this. Without them, there's no me. Without me, there's no them. Or actually, without me, there's no them with the special, unique bond. Because the nonverbal communicating peeps, they are regs, but they are above and beyond the regs because we communicate nonverbal. We don't have to say anything at all. These nonverbal cues get picked up without saying a word. And this is my long-winded shout out to you, nonverbal communicating peeps. Regs, you have something to strive for. Regs, you have something to emulate. Regs, you have another step to go. But our bond is still unique. Now I got to thinking, I like to travel. Most of you know. Noobs, now you know. I like to travel. I like to do things. It may not seem that way. I'm just more calculating when it comes to my travel, calculating to when it comes to where I want to go. And usually when I go somewhere, I end up doing it solo dolo, lone wolf, and everything that means by yourself. And no imaginary friends come along with me. My imaginary friend kicked me to the curb years ago. My imaginary friend kicked me to the curb years ago. So it's all me. It's all me. Me and myself and I. I like to travel. I like to go places. I like to do things. Sure, it'd be cool with other people. Sometimes it happened that way. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't let it be dependent on anyone else. In that sense, I'm independent when it comes to that. And that's a good way for me to be because I'm dependent on others to travel or do something. I will end up not traveling and doing anything at all. And it's okay if you are scared to go and travel by yourself to somewhere new, somewhere foreign, somewhere different. It's okay. There's a first time for everything. And the more you do it, the more and more comfortable you get with being uncomfortable about doing it. I'm not going to tell a tale here. I'm not going to tell a tale here, but it is something about traveling alone is not stressful, but odd. And not odd in a peculiar way, but odd and different. It's different, and I don't think I'll ever get extremely comfortable with it. I don't ever think that there ever be a time where the butterflies does not exist and they're not flying around my forehead when I am traveling by myself, all by my lonesome. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I am fine with that. It makes me feel something that I don't feel a lot of times. It makes me appreciate other things. I think there's a reason behind it. I will find the reason behind it. However angelic, bird-like voice. However, for the most part, I'm okay with it. It doesn't put me in a position where I'm over anxious, over analyzing things, and fearful or frightened. There are occasions and there have been instances and there has been times. You can go back and review the historical documents for this. You can go back and review the historical documents for this because they are all there, documented, and they are receipts. There have been times where things have happened and I was happy to get out of the situation when nothing happened, or things happened and I was extremely happy to get out of the situation, period, and was hoping that it wouldn't last as long as it did. There are many documented occasions for that. You can go back and review the historical documents for that. You can go back and review the historical documents for that. I'm not going to point out any of them. There are historical documents for that. But what I want to get to is traveling by myself or traveling alone isn't something that should be feared. It's something that should be admired. It's something that should be cherished. It is something that you should do if you like to travel, if you like to do things like that, and you really, truly don't have anyone else or everyone else decides that it's not for them or they don't want to do it at this present moment in time, you should just go ahead and do what you need to do. But what got me to this, I started pondering, I started thinking, I started looking deep inside and tried to figure out, was coming up with, what is the best mode of traveling? What is my favorite mode? And this one popped up and this one came up automatically. This one came up instantly. This was like, you know what it is. You know what it is. Don't play. You know what it is. I don't know if any regs know what it is, but I'm pretty sure the non-verbal communicating peeps know. I'm pretty sure the non-communicating verbal peeps know. I think that's how they say that. I think that's how I say that. If not, that's a new term that I coined, and it means the same thing as nonverbal communicating peeps. And I believe I just said that, and I just said it again. It's the same. And this is out of by boat, by plane, train, and automobile. Well, I'm just gonna throw automobile out to begin with. Automobile, I'm gonna throw that out to begin with, because when I make those long drive trips to different places and different areas and just driving about around, or with some kind of set destination in place, I get tired of listening to my music sometime, and then I just venture on and go to the radio. And then I realize that every radio station sound like the other radio station, and it doesn't even matter where I'm at. It doesn't even matter if I can find a certain genre, if it's top 40s, pop, soft rock, or whatever. It's usually the same rotation of songs. And after the first couple of hours, I'm hearing the same thing over and over and over and over. And Regs, you definitely know this. I like the new. I want the new. And hearing and experiencing the same thing over and over and over and not being able to escape it, that's maddening. That is maddening. So of course, automobile was going to be last. And I'm just going to say boat is next. I have an appreciation for it. I love, I heart boats, but it's relaxing. It's relaxing. It's a lot to do. You can do things. It's an acquired taste. Yes, it's definitely an acquired taste. And an acquired taste I'm going to put above automobiles, because automobiles is like, wah, wah, wah. Planes. Now, this is a tricky one. Boats could have easily been up over planes. But what makes planes, airplanes, jets, and all of the other stuff that mean planes, what makes that unique, or what makes that where it is on my list is I can get to certain places. I can get to certain areas as soon as possible, as fast as possible. I can time travel really accurately, amazingly. I can time travel efficiently. Basically, I can go from one part of the world to another part of the world and still be able to make certain events or make certain time frames or deadlines, depending on what I need to do, or depending on what I'm doing, or depending on what I am just basically covering. And that's covering, not covering. You got it. Okay. However, what made me put it where it is, it seems like I always encounter something when I am on or about to get on these planes. It's never, ever been a moment of no adventure. There's never, ever been a moment of no chaos. There's never, ever been a moment of no epic journey. And you know me. You know me, because I just said it and I'll say it again. I like the new. And if I'm constantly getting this every time I take a plane, or every time I'm on a jet, or every time I'm on a little small plane that's about to fall apart, due to the turbulence, by the way, due to the turbulence, it's always the same experience, or I can just pretty much say, if this happens, my results are going to be this. If this happens, my results are going to be that. Because I've been on it so many times. I've seen the patterns. I've decoded it. I've seen the patterns. So I can break it down to a mathematic calculation by using the scientific method that I did up in my brain, that I did up in my big brain. And the thing about that is, it hasn't failed me yet. Not the calculations. not the math, not the results. It hasn't failed me yet. And for whatever reason, I am always in the vicinity or next to or really, really close to somebody who's never been on a plane before. And this goes back way, way, way back to when I first started flying planes, or first started taking air travel serious. At the beginning, there were people that have never flown before. In the middle, people that never flown before. Even recently, my recent plane traveling trip, the guy that was in my row never flown on a plane before, and he was talking to his friend, and his friend was walking him through the process, how it works, what happens, what goes down. Thank goodness for noise cancellation headphones. That's all I'm going to say. Thank goodness for noise canceling headphones. I will say this though, quick side note, or Vince's note, quick one. I've never, ever, ever experienced somebody clapping when the plane lands. I don't think I've had that would be the new. That would be a sight to see. That will make me pull out my phone and just press that little red button and say, I need receipts. Because this ain't never happened. And when it does happen, you best believe sharing is caring. We will see. We will enjoy. We will appreciate. We will do all of the above. You can count on that. But I haven't had the honor of seeing that or being involved in that yet. However, others have, and I've been told the stories. I have yet to decode or find out the math calculations for that, or even determine the science or the artiness of the matter. Yeah, I created it. That leaves me with trains. My heart is on the trains. Regs, you already knew this. Regs, you knew the trains was number one. Soon as I brought the mode of traveling up, you automatically knew that it was trains. You automatically knew that trains had my heart. You automatically knew that trains was all in my soul, all in my being. You knew. Nonverbal, hey. I didn't say anything. I just looked and we already communicated that. Noobs, now you know. Now you know. Trains. Trains, it's like a miniature city. Trains, there's like so much going on. Trains, there's like so many different personalities. And if you don't experience any, or if you don't see any, I'll just say, go to the next cart. And if you don't go to the next cart, I'll just say, wait a second until the next people board on. Wait till the next people board on. I can get on a train and just ride it around in a circle and find something new, find something different, and be amazed. It's like I'm on TV. It is like I am watching TV and it's real. It's not the me looking at a screen. It's like, ooh, entertainment. I ain't being entertained. It's like me right in the movie itself, me right on the or in the TV itself and experiencing this firsthand, almost like virtual, but not really virtual because it's really real. It is that really real experience. Hey, the guy singing in the back, anybody gonna say something to him? No. Why? Because he sound good. He sound good. In fact, let me just go up and give him something. Let me just go up and tell him I appreciate you. I appreciate you because that song, it ain't my favorite, but you knocking it out the park. And I think somebody should tell you, you appreciate it. And if that's not good enough for you, or if that's not in your liking, then you could just sit and just wait for the next person to ask you a question, like Do you want to buy anything? It's like, buy what? You can see what he's selling. He's selling socks. He's selling possibly shoes. He's selling, I don't know. I just know the answer is always no. I just know sometimes I can just give him the look and he can read my mind and don't ask me the question to begin with and just go to the next person in the cart. And if that's a little bit too much for you, then you can just look at the people who are scared. And I'm not talking about scary looking. I'm talking about scared. Like, I don't know why I'm on this train. I'm not enjoying this moment. I hope this ends ASAP because I want to get off. I would get up and move to a different cart, but I'm scared of my own reflection. I am scared of my own reflection. That's enjoyable too. It's not enjoyable because they're scared. It's enjoyable because that just brings a different dimension to the table in front of the minty city that we are experiencing together. Then you have the person, the man, or the woman, or them, or they, or whoever it be. They're just sitting there and they are having a full-on conversation. With who? I don't know. Does it matter? But why is it enjoyable? Because you can hear he got no shame whatsoever. Some of the things that he's saying, some of the things that he's suggesting, it's like, I think I should be paying for this. I just don't feel right listening to this. I don't think I can get this or hear this or see this anywhere else. I'm appreciative. I like this. And it almost make you feel or make me feel like that after the phone conversation is over with, I just want to go up to him and say, you're my hero. You are my hero. And sometimes you don't understand what's happening. You don't understand what the other person is saying on the other line because they didn't do us that favor. They didn't do us that favor to put us on speakerphone. However, some people do. However, some people do use the speakerphone, but they don't use it for that reason. They use the speakerphone to let or share what they listening to the rest of us on the train. You know, we on the train, just everybody tending to themselves or everybody off in their own little world, but all of the worlds combined to make a city. And we just off chilling in the city, you know, the miniature city. And I said, you know, again, so that's he funny. We're just chilling off in a miniature city. Then next thing I know, somebody come on or somebody decide that it's time to share. It is time to show this city that I care. It's time for me to put on for the city. Put on for the city. And then the music start. The music has started and it's on speakerphone or it's on the speaker. And next thing I know, I'm watching TV and now the radio on too. I'm watching TV, the radio on, I'm eavesdropping. Wait a minute. I'm not eavesdropping. I am listening to a conversation that's being shared with me and I'm just trying to figure out and trying to understand how did he do what he do. I'm making eye contact with a vendor and letting him know that what you're selling, I'm not buying because I'm busy. Why am I busy? Because I am paying attention to everything that's going on. I am amused, not amused like in a funny way. I am amused like in, whoa. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to focus on. I don't know what to focus on because there's so many options. There's so many choices. If I don't like this TV show, I can turn to and focus on the left. If I don't like that, I can turn and I can focus on what's behind me. And if I don't like that, I can just focus on something else. And if that isn't good enough, I can go to a different cart, to a different city, and experience a whole new experience. This is why a train is my go-to. This is why A train just is my being. This is why I say a train is everything that I dream of and expect and hope it to be. Train. In addition to all that, a train is about a little bit faster than a car. Definitely not faster than a plane. And definitely faster than a boat. So even then, there's a little magic to it. There's a little magic to it. And that's why it's my favorite. It's my favorite. I'm feeling too good right now thinking about it. And I shouldn't be. TMI? I don't think so. Truth teller, you better believe it.